The Washington, D.C. region has one of the highest rates of youth homelessness in the country. Next Thursday, there is a sleep out. It's to raise awareness, and here to discuss the issue of homelessness in our area are Alexis Lindsay. She's the communications manager at Covenant House, D.C., and we've got Rasheed Mills with us, who used to be homeless and is here with us today. Good to see you both.
Nice to see you too.
So, Alexis, this sleep out is coming up in a week from
8 days,
tomorrow.
yes.
Okay, what exactly happens on a sleep out?
So it's a really neat and innovative idea. Executives are going to be taking to the streets in Southeast DC for one night to raise awareness for homeless youth. So they're really going to leave the comforts of their bed for one night and sleep outside on behalf of our wonderful youth.
Wow, I'm sure they're hoping for some mild temperatures that night.
We're looking at the forecast, but this is a sacrifice that they're willing to make, and we're so happy about it.
And which executives are we talking about?
Absolutely. We have 30 as of today that have signed on, and they are raising awareness and raising funds on our behalf for Covenant House, Washington. We have Michelle Freeman of the Freeman Foundation, Patrice Brickman and Scott Brickman of the Patrice and Scott Brickman Foundation, Guy Brahmi, Gelberg Signs, and Tommy Russo from Anchorage.
Just a wide variety of people that
Absolutely.
all care about this issue of youth homelessness. Tell us how big an issue it is. We just mentioned that D.C. has a pretty high rate.
We do. We have one of the highest rates in the country, and it's really about 3,000 youth per year annually who are homeless, and at about any given night, about 400 youth.
Do we know why D.C. has such a high rate of youth homelessness?
We don't, especially we're in the nation's capital, and so we're looking at some of the risk factors. We're doing, the research, trying to figure out why it is that. And we have a very different population because our youth, we'll see, are going from couch to couch, or going from different kind of non-traditional homeless environments.
So your hope then is that people will see these executives sleeping out, and then we'll start to talk about this as an issue?
Absolutely. We hope to raise awareness. We partner with Walmart and with AT&T and W.C. Smith, really as sponsors, to just raise the awareness and bring light to some of the most courageous young people who don't really have the opportunity to share their stories.
I could see this as a great opportunity for using social media to your advantage,
absolutely.
because when the executives are sleeping out, they can be tweeting at the same time.
Yes.
Here I am shivering, in the cold, and this
Yeah.
is just what it's like for someone who's homeless, and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. It's philanthropy in action. We have so many galas and things that we attend, but this is really just showing and proving that this is really something that matters and that these youth really matter.
Well, Rasheed, I want to get to you because you have such an interesting life story to tell us. You were 19 years old and found yourself homeless. Tell us about it.
Well, basically, at 19, I found myself being some sort of a burden, like in some way or in form of my family. So it became stressful to me, and for me to understand what my parents are going through. Like, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, so I can understand the amount of weight that I'm putting on them. And then as an adult and having my own pride, like, you will have to get out and find your own way, and not having enough support, you will have to find some way to support yourself. And Covenant House did that for me.
So how long were you sleeping out in the streets? You just left your family because you felt you were a burden and you went to the streets, and how long were you doing that?
It's more like how she said, like sleeping from couch to couch, staying over friends' houses, people that I know. It's like not really having a stable place to stay. You don't have a residence, your name isn't on the lease.
But I understand at one point you were in jail and you found that that was better than being on the streets, because at least you had a roof over your head and a meal.
Yeah, exactly. Like my judge, he asked me at one point, why do I do so-and-so, because of the type of person that I guess I came off across to him. So he asked me all of these questions that had me think about a lot of things, and I decided that I would rather have been in jail, because they did give me the support I needed. I figured you could go to school in jail, you get you're fed every day in jail, you have a solid place to lay your head. Like, it's like there's a danger to it, but we got that danger and that risk every day being outside, on the outside anyway.
So at what point did you sort of find Covenant House and decide to make a change in your life?
Well, a friend of mine recommended Covenant House to me for a GED program. And so as I was going through the GED program, one of my teachers, her name is Miss Perry, asked me why was I missing so many days, and it was because like I couldn't focus on school. I had too many other things stressing me out, like, and it really wasn't as important as my own survival, like going to school. Like it makes you think rationally living like that. So I wasn't thinking about it. So she recommended me to the homeless shelter once I had told her about my situation. And I was in there ever since, and that's how I completed the program. Like, they gave me stability enough to actually not have to focus on things that I feel like a person my age shouldn't have had to focus on.
Yeah, Alexis, what kinds of things does Covenant House provide for a homeless person that
Absolutely.
helps them up,
Rashid
lifts
has
them up?
talked about a lot of them. We do the crisis situation. If a youth is in crisis, we have a crisis center, which is an emergency shelter. Then we have our transitional supports, and so transitional living facilities, and then also our workforce and readiness and education program. So we are making sure that we're covering them. He just said it, that we're providing that stability so that they can excel.
And Rashid, the happy end of the story here, or I guess it's not quite an end yet, but you are, you probably never thought you'd be going to college, but here you are. You're a freshman at Bowie State, so that's amazing.
Yes, it was at one time it was a possibility, and then like it felt like it just slipped through my fingers, and then I was like, I just gave up on the idea or the dream for a minute. Like, I feel I was depressed for a long time, and then like I just got back up. Like, people helped me. Like, they helped me get my mind back together.
Wonderful. And you have some goals now, right?
Yes. Like, I wanna be an engineer, like a physicist. Like, I want to invent something. Like, so.
So higher education's the way to go.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, good luck to you as you continue your education, Rashid. And let's just tell everybody about this sleep-in. Can other people participate?
Absolutely, we would love. We have a candlelight vigil on next Thursday, the 21st, starts at 7 p.m., and then the executive sleep out is right after that. You can go to www.thesleepout.org and learn more, or go to our website at www.covenanthousedc.org.
And bring a warm sleeping bag.
Absolutely.
Alexis, Rashid, good to talk to you both.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And we'll have more Let's Talk Live.